Many of you don't know this, but I'm an avid history buff. So as I sat there bored staring at the monitor, I decided to research and read up on the Chernobyl incident, and I was surprised to learn that it was absolutely avoidable. For the longest time, I had assumed it was a freak accident, a cautionary tale about the dangers of nuclear power. So, imagine my surprise when I find out it was due to failed safety testing and operator error, along with a host of other issues. And as I sat there staring at the monitor, looking at the irradiated mass as known as elephant's foot, it reminded me of another equally as toxic disaster piece, Call of Duty. And it got me thinking, how could Call of Duty have prevented its tragic fate? It's no secret, Call of Duty and I have a tumultuous history to say the least. I've made several videos in the past bashing the series, but today we're going to take a page from the history books and we're going to look at the positive, alright? In the spirit of Christmas, we're going to look at the positive rather than negative. So today we're going to talk about 5 things Call of Duty needs to do to be saved. Starting at number 1, I have a return to realism. Now when I say realism, I don't just mean, hey, back in my day, we had boots on the ground. COD was a World War II game. If I don't have an M1 Grand in it, I don't want to play it. No. What I mean is a return to a believable setting. With the current state of Call of Duty, there's a noticeable lack of identity. Yes, you can complain about the skins, I've done that before, but really, the story has devolved into a child's fantasy. Let's do a quick scene comparison between World at War and Vanguard.
You are strong? 貴様は強くない。強情なやつめ。
Don't tell him a fucking thing.
米兵どもはみんなこうなのか。2人とも殺せ。
Go to hell. Do you speak Japanese?
Notice how one feels believable and sets the tone for the game while the other feels like fanfic. In World at War, you see a swift execution of one of your allies, and this is a pretty traumatic scene, but it shows you have a job to do because right after that, guess what? You get rescued and you gotta start killing. Whereas the other scene, it plays out more like some fantasy. The dialogue feels too modern. It doesn't feel like you're in a World War II setting in the most brutal war to have ever graced the face of this earth. It feels more like a Marvel movie or some campy, goofy World War II comedy. You know, have the Japanese enemy screaming, "Do you speak Japanese?" It just doesn't feel grounded, nor does it feel realistic. And this isn't just one game. This isn't just Vanguard's issue. This is an issue that represents Call of Duty as a whole. All of their recent games have been in this direction. We've made a video in the past talking about Makarov and how he's kind of devolved as this worse version of than what he originally was. Take a look at the actual campaign. I've discussed the BO6 campaign at length in the last video. My point being is the setting just feels much more unrealistic. It doesn't feel believable. I think the beginning of BO3 is a good example of how to do the future well and how to make it believable. The mission starts out as a simple rescue op. It goes south really quickly and ends up with the main character getting his arms and legs brutally ripped off. This creates a very interesting dynamic and shows us really how outclassed your regular human soldier is. So, you go into surgery and they give you all sorts of upgrades, you get this Neuralink, and it shows you this cool mission where you're hopping from different time periods and you're hopping from different settings and locations, all to stop this terrorist attack that already happened. And it shows with the current upgrades, with the current technology, that if they had had this when investigating this terrorist house, they would have been able to shut it out completely and many lives would have been saved. It's a great way to introduce you to the technology of the world and some of the factions and things going on within the world. Honestly, beginning of BO3 was a really good setup. Now the rest of the game, not so much. Sadly, Call of Duty is borrowing from that not so much. So overall, we just need to improve on the realism, and I think Call of Duty can do it. It's really just a writing thing. But with that out of the way, we've done it. We've discussed number 1. Moving on to number 2. I'm going to keep number 2 pretty simple, as I kind of touched up on it in number 1, and I've made, like I said, videos in the past talking about it before. But the skins. I'm not saying they need to go back, 30 years and let's go back to the era of BO2 microtransactions. I'm not even saying that we need to get rid of some of the cool collab skins. I just think we need a return to about the MW 2019 Cold War era. I think this had a good balance between realistic and believable enough skins. Also, there were some out there skins, none that still felt too unfitting for the setting. So a quick return to the basic skins, and I think honestly it would boost a lot of the popularity. Sadly, this game's about money, and honestly, I think Nickmercs put it rather well, is they don't care about you. They don't care about us. We are old heads. They care about the new generation who's willing to spend money. But that's not the point. If you want to make everybody happy, go back to that era of skins, and I think we got a fantabby-dozy market to see a return to the passion and the art of map making and map design. Call of Duty recently has been over-reliant on releasing old beloved maps and packaging them as new experiences. It's time we create new maps, ones built with passion and care. Oftentimes when they re-release old maps, they do it as a pale imitation. Let's take a closer look at Nuketown. This map originally had an Easter egg, where if you shoot the mannequins in a certain way, it could cause a weeping angel effect, or it could turn it into Call of Duty zombies. But sadly, in the new Nuketown, this small feature is absent. Another example in Hijacked. There was a vent, right, which you could throw a grenade in and hopefully score a free kill. Sadly, that and the iconic water in the hot tub are both missing. Not much of a hot tub without the tub. Now, this may sound just like small nitpicking. You might say, but Void, you're being overdramatic. What does it matter if a vent has a grenade hole or not? And to you I say, shut up. It's a symptom of a larger whole. It's a clear sign of sickness. The fact that these small details are missing shows a clear lack of passion and creativity in the map design department. Tell me, when was the last time someone's ever said, oh man, let's queue up blank map from say Cold War or Vanguard, I hope they bring back this map from Cold War. Has anyone ever said that? No. It's clear to me that the maps they're releasing currently just aren't being made with the same levels of passion and care. I think it's high time we ditch these old maps. Not to say we can't occasionally see them, but maybe feature them less. Make them return less. And let's see what new and creative ideas we can actually come up with. One is simple. A long-deserved break. I don't think you guys truly understand how monumental the game development process is. Many of the games you know and love spend years, half a decade, sometimes a decade in the development cycle. The most infamous, of course, being GTA 6. And there's a host of other games. Cyberpunk, Ghost of Tsushima. The list goes on and on. I remember many of these teaser trailers first coming out and then totally forgetting them. I think the original teaser trailer for Ghost of Tsushima came out when I was in middle school. Let that sink in. It came out when I was in middle school. Many years later did it finally release. Games in the modern era require thousands of man-hours, with grueling deadlines for everyone involved. With Call of Duty releasing a new game year after year, there's just realistically no way an amazing product can be released. Now, I don't want people to think that that's an excuse for the devs to continue doing what they're doing. No, far from it. But we need to be realistic. The devs need a break. They need more time to focus and actually make these games good. Not to mention, the fast production pace leaves many fans feeling jaded. We have Call of Duty fatigue. If they were to take at least a year's gap, this would not only allow people time to recover, this would renew trust between Activision and the player, but it would also give the devs time to cook up something that they're truly passionate about. The idea of COD taking a break from its yearly release would generate so much positive buzz and so much attention and eyes on the next game that the next game would bound to be successful. I mean, imagine it. Call of Duty announces, we're not releasing COD this year. The headlines. Now I know these games technically are made years in advance. They have, 3 different teams working on the different games. But what happens really is they go from making one game right to the next, and the deadlines are still the same. So in a way, it really does amount to just a year to make the game that you want to make. When in reality, give us a solid gap. Give us at least a year's break, and I promise you the devs can cook up something that they actually are passionate about. Lastly, this one's a bit more vague, but ties into exactly what we were talking about, and that is passion. I think that not only are the players just burnt out of COD, I think the devs themselves are just tired. No matter how many PR videos you release, it's clear these devs just don't have the same passion they used to. Look at an old COD PR video. It's clear that these games weren't just vehicles for making money. They were products of love, dreamt up by fellow gamers. Even when they missed, even when they failed, they were genuinely trying to make a good product, ones that they thought the fans would be happy with. Sometimes they failed completely. Other times maybe only one part of the game was good. But it's clear that the dev team had a love, drive, and passion, not just for the community, but the game and the gaming sphere as a whole. I don't want this to sound like I'm saying all the devs are bad. I'm sure there are many talented and amazing people who want to make a great product, but sadly, they're being swallowed up by a dev team in general who just doesn't care anymore. AI content, a clear lack of vision, a lack of basic real-world details, missing map details that have been in the game for decades, missing map details that have been in the game for years, and the list goes on and on and on. Sadly, it's clear the team just doesn't care anymore, and honestly, many players are beginning to feel the same. Now, in the rare chance that any COD devs are actually watching my videos, I would love to sit down and have a talk with you about why the games are in the state that they are. But until then, unfortunately, we can only speculate. Well, I tried to be a bit more positive this time around. I gave positive feedback and criticism. We had a list of 5 things that they can do. Take my advice, and I guarantee you'll see some success. With my tidings of gifts and joy, I think it's time we bring this video to an end. But let me know what you think. Do you think COD's in a great state? Maybe you think that they need more zany stories, and that's the future they need to go to. Or perhaps you just want more Gunnar skins. Let me know what you think in the comments below, and if you enjoyed the video, feel free to leave a like. It does me a huge help, and lets me know what videos you guys want to see more of, and perhaps you could even subscribe. Anyways, that's all I got for you. Stay safe, stay sexy, bye-bye.